Welcome back, everybody. Some more BeamNG.Drive Cardurance back on the West Coast dirt track. I'm going to be taking the 3 muscle cars that I took on the Endurodrome around the track here. Now, the first one we have here is the Gavril Barstow 323 or 363. I now can't think of it. But nonetheless, taking this around, it didn't handle the best on the Endurodrome. But then again, none of them did. I think I've got 2 new last spot places because of these muscle cars. But so I'm guessing this is probably going to be a short episode because the other 2 vehicles I have were mods. And their engines liked to break for apparently no good reason, but I'm guessing it's just because the engine being so low in the design, it was clipping stuff too easily and just getting broken from impact. But here with the Barstow, we have completed 1 lap already. Now, I had called this the most base, the lowest version of this car, with it being the 3 i6. But there's actually a small block V8 that I hadn't noticed, a 291 V8. But technically that's a V8, this is an i6, so this still has a smaller engine, although it's supposedly bigger size or such by the numbers correlation. But with it being a 6-cylinder, I still figure it to be the one with the least power. And barely got enough speed to make that jump. Our rear suspension is probably not liking that. Yeah, it seems like our rear suspension has died and our axle is no longer straight in there. Ooh, there we go. We are now driving like a crab. Our rear end is trying to pull us over to the, or pull to the right behind us. Well, we have made it around 2 laps now. Now, with these cars being old boats, I figured they'd be more durable than some of the newer cars we've been using, or some of the lighter cars we've been using and such. But in this situation, it seems like they're actually worse. Because, yes, their actual bodies are more durable and everything, but it seems like everything underneath is just not able to handle the force of all the different jumps and rocks and everything like that. Third run of that jump, and we are not faring well. The body is now coming down around the back tires. I'm thinking the suspension is barely there anymore, because it does still bounce on it a little bit. But I think it's barely there, so now it's hitting the stoppers against the frame and the body's just crumpling down around it. But we have completed our 3rd lap. And I still want to see how far we can get it. Now, our other 2 vehicles, I'm not sure how well they're going to do for the big jump, because they are hard to keep in a straight line. But I will try my best. Ooh. Wasn't able to keep it to the right enough there. And to the point I'm dreading, we're back to the big jump for a 4th time. But it seems like I was able to get it kind of under control, but we're only going 40. Yeah. We did not have enough speed to make that jump and are flipped over, so I have cut the power. Whoa, strength is at 70 for some reason. Let's bring that down before I set it down. There we go. Now, I don't know about you. I don't think this thing's going to run too well anymore. We are actually able to turn left. That surprised me. Okay, we were able to turn left. Okie dokie. Let's try and get this car going again. Our car is pulling very heavily to the right now. I don't actually know if I can make it through. Okay. We were able to, but... And I know I'm backing up for turns. It's supposed to be loud, but that's just trying to get back on the track from having to detour, so I'm going to allow that. But just from getting back on the track, our coolant is now overheating due to radiator damage. And this thing, its driving is just all over the place, because the rear end is pulling the rear to the right, front is pulling the front to the right, so it's just trying to go sideways all the time. And the front, dang it, is pulling much harder than the rear. I think, yeah, now because of that last impact, I've permanently put the right front into essentially a full right state. But our left is still able to barely pull us around as head gaskets get damaged. And that is quite a curve in the body on this left side here. Uh-oh. Turn, turn, turn. There we go. We're losing all of our power now. I know, yeah, it's dead here. Say, I know we're not going to make it a big jump, but if we did, we were screwed. But it's going to slide itself to an end here. We did complete 4 laps with this thing. But that last big jump just killed it. I'm honestly... Where's... Oh, there it is. Yeah... That's not right. The drive shaft is not connected to anything, but it was still going. But yeah, that drive shaft should have been broken from the angle the engine took, but... Without further ado, let's get on to the next one. For our second vehicle, we are back with the Gavril Vendetta Base 291. Let's try and get go with this, but yeah, this is one of the cars that's a bit more slidey in the rear end, so I'm kind of afraid of the big jump, trying to keep it straight for it. But it does have more get up and go to it, slightly, so that might be better for us. But our next vehicle, the Gladiator, I guess there's no point in me not saying it, because if you watched the last one, you would have seen it already. But our next vehicle, the Gladiator, is going to be nearly impossible to control for the big jump. This one I actually have somewhat of a hope for. Once this thing's steering starts going, though, I might not have a hope anymore. And I have put it into the wall already. But we had plenty of speed there to make that jump, and we're now losing control afterwards. Oh, can't see because of that. But after the big... Ooh, shoot. After the first big jump, car seems in fairly good condition, might be pulling to the right a little bit. Besides that, just a little bit of frontal damage. As we finish the first lap... Dang it, can't steer hard enough with this thing. Yeah, a little bit of frontal damage. My biggest concern with the front, though, is that it's going to come apart again easily and end up underneath our car again. Because I found out that once this front clip comes off, it'll stay with you no matter what. Even if you end up stretching it out, or stretching it away, so that the invisible piece holding it to the vehicle, even if you stretch it out until it's quite a ways away, you start jiggling it around, and the car goes psychotic. But our heat is already climbing in this vehicle, and that's another issue I had with it. Is it ended up overheating by itself and dying. Plenty of speed again for that jump. And actually able to maintain it afterwards this time. Oh. Got a little too ambitious there. Let's try not to hit the front end, because I really don't want to be dragging that along. But as we complete our second lap, our temperature gauge is lit up now, so we will probably have coolant overheating here soon. But while we got the power, let's keep laying it down. Try to get around the place quickly, and yep, coolant is now overheating. Even though our radiator is a-okay. Oh, I hit that a bit fast. Dang it. Once you get used to the slidiness of this vehicle, it's nice to drive, except for in situations like that. Now, I don't know how our speed situation is going to be for this jump. I don't know if this thing has enough acceleration. It seems like it does, though. Just to barely make it. But our engine is starting to take slight damage due to the overheating. Oh, oil's overheating now. And the head gasket is blown. As we complete our third lap, it is on its last legs. I do not expect it to make it to the jump again. And if it does, we may not have the power to make it. Yep, we're losing all power now. Come on. Rod bearings. Damage, you can hear the clicking. It's about to die. And there it goes. Does make it up over this first hump, though. Will it still have the speed to make it over the next? No. Definitely not. I think we had another muscle car end about here, if I remember right, from an earlier video. But that is the Vendetta's run. Made it through 3 laps. So it did a bit better than it did on the Enduro-Drome. But yeah, not too much damage to it either. Its engine killed itself, so that's lovely. But let's get on to the next one. And for our final vehicle today, we are back with the Gavril Gladiator 300 Coupe, the 1970 edition. So let's get this underway. This thing has too much power in the rear end. It just redlines non-stop, essentially. So I'm not looking forward to trying to stabilize it for the big jump with this being a dirt track. It's like even when I'm barely hitting the throttle, it's losing control. Or it's trying to kick out. You can just hear the wheels spinning half the dang time. Besides this is a beautifully made vehicle. In style and everything. But issue we had with it on the Enduro-Drome was it decided that it just wanted to die. The engine wanted to die. Oh, radiator's leaking already. The engine decided to want to die because it's too low to the ground and was clipping stuff. Now, our vehicle is already pulling weird to the right, like the rear end is. It was before that jump. So, this is going to be an interesting run to control. Plus, this is a giant car. I've now damaged the front corner of it. And almost got the other front corner. I've got to be very careful with the throttle here. Well, we have completed 1 lap, although our radiator is already damaged, but our coolant is below mid-range, which is weird for a vehicle in BeamNG.Drive. But I think I'm finally starting... Oh. I spoke too soon. I was saying I think I'm finally starting to get a hang of keeping the throttle down for this vehicle, and then I ended up having too much throttle and lost it. And there we go. That car got more air than I expected, and our engine has yet again broken. I'm just going to stop it there before it goes over the jump, because it would be stuck down there and the marker would look like it was going on the lower area. So yeah, this thing only completed one lap, and then died before the big jump on the second lap. So it didn't do the best. Our main reason, or our main issue, is how low the engine is sitting here. It is literally sitting, the oil pan, the lowest part besides the exhaust, which the header system on the exhaust is beautifully done. I like looking at the underside of this car, as well as every other portion. And just to show a little bit, this is the inside. Oh, shoot. I got us moving. Whoops. Bring brake on. But yeah, the interior looks really nice on this car as well. So, but that is the end of our little run here with this car. So I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.